You mentioned that the pathway through blue hydrogen and into green hydrogen. Clearly, there's a lot of debate around the world on exactly how that pathway should develop and the extent to which blue versus green should play a role. I'd be interested to hear a little more from you, just in terms of how you see, as you have the opportunity working in both of those technologies already, how you see the factors which may determine which of those technologies ultimately come to dominate.
Well, there is no question that the ultimate solution is green hydrogen, because if you go with blue hydrogen, that means you're using hydrocarbons. And if people want to get to net zero, that means no hydrocarbons. So the ultimate solution is obviously green hydrogen. But I think it is totally impractical to think that we can get to green hydrogen for all of our energy uses in the next 10 years or 15 years. Therefore, what do? It is better to make blue hydrogen than to make gray hydrogen, because at least you capture the CO2, although you're using hydrocarbons. Therefore, I think there will be a significant growth in blue hydrogen, and people will use that until gradually, depending on the speed with which the energy transition moves forward, then that will disappear and it will all be green hydrogen.
Where you see the greatest market potential for clean hydrogen, in which demand segments like transportation that you already mentioned, and also in which regions of the world?
That's an excellent question. You see, because the market is small and the distribution chain and all of that, that is why we have decided to lead the way all the way through. That means we will produce it, we will transport it, and we have come up with the innovative idea of transporting it in form of ammonia, which is the most practical way of transporting hydrogen, whether it is blue or green. So we will be involved in making it, transporting it, dissociating it to hydrogen, distributing it, whether it is through a pipeline or with liquid at the distribution locations, building the hydrogen fueling stations, and even taking the lead in encouraging people to develop heavy-duty trucks and so on, which are fuel cell powered, because we ourselves operate 2,000 trucks that we are going to convert to hydrogen.
What do you see as being the most important policy levers, and could something like carbon pricing, carbon border adjustment taxes be an important part of that picture?
Alex, I'm very happy that you're asking me that question, because the most important thing here is that we as Air Products can make all the hydrogen in the world, whether it's clean, blue, green, whatever. But it is only practical if somebody is using it. Therefore, the policymakers need to focus their attention not on giving a handout to somebody to go build a hydrogen plant, but to encourage the end customers to use the product. That means the effort should be, how do I encourage a truck company to go and buy a fuel cell truck? That is how the electric car started. At least in the United States, 10 years ago, if you went and bought an electric car, the government would give you $8,000. And that's how Tesla got started. So right now, if somebody is asking me, I say, find a way to encourage the end customer, which is the truck makers, the shippers, the train users, the steel companies, the chemical companies, to use green energy.